everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on another Friday morning. My name is Angela Olmos. If we haven't met yet, I'm with Momentum Realty here in Northeast Florida. And I have my co-host, Delaney Bravo, who's a mortgage expert with Fiverr Mortgage here. How are ya?
I am good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited for the weekend.
Same.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be nice and the weather will hold up so that way it can be all kinds of fun to be had here in Jacksonville. Today we have a couple of really cool things. Today I thought I'd bring in some information about the market shift that we have been noticing here. Have you been noticing that too, Delaney?
Yes. So we definitely, there's definitely a shift going on. I don't think it's as extreme as the media and people like to make things seem, but I know you're going to go over some details on kind of breaking down the stats today.
Yeah. So, Northeast Florida is quite big, but there's primarily two counties that we focus on, Duval and St. John's. Sometimes even Clay County, but I like to focus on Duval and St. John's today, just kind of give you guys some insight as to what's been going on here in our area. And these reports look back, about a month back. So we're still in September, and this is the latest data that we have through MLS. But as you can see, our median sales price has actually lowered by just a tad bit, 1.5% lower than it was last year. But it's still 335,000. So I remember seeing that some time ago at about 367 at the height of the market. So we're definitely seeing an adjustment there. Have you also been noticing that, Delaney?
Yes, I've definitely been noticing prices are kind of evening out, and we're seeing much more of a more balanced market than I think we've seen in the last, couple years with COVID. Like this seems more normal to me. What do you think?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's also one that's going to be giving us normal appreciation. So we'll look at that as well. But we're definitely seeing the market shift just by, just being in the market. But also you can see where the biggest indicator here is the number of sales that closed in Duval County in August were 950. That was actually down by 7% compared to the same time last year. So the number of sales are down by 7% compared to last year. The days on the market have also gone up. The days of just a few days on the market, you have definitely, shifted now. The average days on the market for Duval are 29 days. The price received on the offers are still pretty high. 97.3% is roughly what a seller is getting from what they're asking from their home. So it's still a pretty healthy market, I would think. If you're a seller, and they tell you, okay, I'm going to give you nearly 97% of your asking price, that's still a pretty decent seller's market. But still, you have, some adjustment for, some of the other homes that are still closing over the sales price. Now, the affordability is starting to get a little high, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why all of these shifts are happening. The sold price per square foot now is $197 in Duval County. There are 918 pending sales. So these would be what we can expect to be closing within the next 30 to 60 days in Duval. There's still a lot of new listings coming on the market. We have 14% more new listings that we did at this same time last year, with a total of 1497 for Duval County. So there's more inventory. That's the good news for buyers. There's more to be picked from. There's more for you to select from. It is still an active inventory, so there's more to see. And the supply, if somebody came in and just wanted to buy everything that was on the MLS right now for Duval County, it would roughly take about 2.3 months of supply for that inventory to do that. And that's up by 25% compared to the same time last year. So lots of shifting. We can see that. And the reason why I keep a close eye on this is because it lets us see what direction the market is heading into. So you can price your home accordingly. You can take, the right type of marketing decisions and make sure that you get exactly what you want from the market.
Yes. I mean, and like you said, this is a much more balanced market, in my opinion, and it gives it's beneficial for sellers and for buyers, like in a lot of ways right now. Like buyers are able to negotiate things when it comes to the price and credits and things like that from the seller, but sellers are also motivated and have a good upper hand where they are getting super close to the asking price of their homes. Then, and there is, you know, a balanced amount of homes on the market. But look at that 25% increase from, you said that was from last year, right?
Yeah, the month supply of inventory is up by 25%. Yeah, and then the actual number of sales or days on the market is up by 7.4, and the closed number of sales is down by 7%. Now, that's in Duval County. Let's take a look at St. John's, which is interesting to see the differences. And in here, I can actually drill down by each individual county. But take a look at this. And this is primarily on single family homes, so residential real estate. So look at what's happening here. Now, our medium sales price in St. Johns County is much higher than it is in Duval, of course. The medium sales price in St. Johns right now is $552,250. That's down by nearly 0.5% compared to the same time last year. And it's down by nearly 6.4% compared to the same time last month. There were 432 closings in St. Johns County. That's down by 15%. We had a lot more closings at this same time last year. The average days in the market are 36 days. So yeah, it's normal for homes to, you know, just take a little longer to sell on this market. It's still a healthy seller's market. The price that the sellers are getting in St. John's is roughly 98%, excuse me, of their asking price. And then there's still some that are getting closed over their list price, about 13%. The affordability is 46. Average days on the average price per square foot is about $250 per square foot. There are 425 pending. So these would be, again, the ones that we could expect for it to be closing in the next month or so. New listings that have popped in the market were 758. So again, there's a lot more inventory to choose from. The total inventory, like there's 1,500 houses now that you could choose from. More than that, 1,566. And then the supply month of inventory is 3.6. So there's more inventory now in St. Johns County than we have seen in recent past. So this tells a story, guys. We're definitely in a shifting market. So there's all the statistics and all these numbers that we keep close tabs on, just specifically to help you make the right decisions when it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate. So if you know what's happening and what you could expect, then you're able to, just take a better stance and be able to get your goals. And that's for today.
I love it. I love digging into the numbers because obviously I deal with the numbers.
Sure, right up your alley.
Yes, but I'm going to go ahead and bring something. I'm going to keep it nice and short and sweet today with kind of what we're looking at today. Let me go back to pulling that up. I have so many windows open.
And by the way, if there's any questions that you guys have, please be sure to put them in the comments sections and we can put them up.
Yes, and let me share this screen and we'll get that rolling really quick. Here it is. Okay, so if you can bring that up, Angela, I'll talk about that really quick for us. So basically, being a broker, we have so many options. And I wanted to just talk about what a mortgage broker is and a lot of the options that we have. So you can go to 3 different places generally to get a mortgage. You can go to a bank, like your local bank where you bank. Let's think ViStar. You could go to a lender where a bank does both normal daily banking, but has a mortgage department. A lender is only doing mortgages. And a broker is somebody who has relationships with over X amount of lenders. We have relationships with 30 lenders. So we take your loan file and we shop for you across those 30 lenders and get the best deal for you. So So really, that is the benefit of a broker. When you go to a bank, they have their one conventional rate and their one conventional option. When you go to a lender, they have their one conventional rate and one conventional option. There are great lenders out there. There are great banks out there, but you're really getting bang for your buck when it comes to a mortgage broker because we're doing all of that for you. And it also depends on what type of loan you are doing. This huge list is all the different loan types that we offer. And I can tell you that you will not be able to go to a lender or a bank and have this much flexibility. There's also within each of these loans, there's flexibility. So, have you, do you recommend kind of when you have to give lender options to your clients, Angela? I know obviously I'm one of those options for you, but have you seen top of the list? Thank you. But have you seen the benefit of for your clients of working with a mortgage broker? Give me the realtor point of view.
So I always tell them it's a place to get more options for your loan program. Just like you were saying, if you just go to a lender, the lender's going to sell you whatever programs they have to offer. Where with a broker, you have access to several different lenders. And depending on the buyer profile, you might be able to place them with a lender that would be better for their situation. Where if they just go directly to that one, you would hope that their situation fits and that's the best lender for them. But you would never know unless you give yourself the opportunity to really meet with a broker like yourself and really be able to see all the different solutions that there may be for their situation.
Absolutely. And one thing I'll touch on really quickly, because I'm not going to go into all the different types of loans. This is more just to illustrate the options that I'm able to give. But let's say like every loan type has a base guideline. For example, FHA will allow a 500 credit score. That is directly from the FHA.
Wow, I did not know that. You said 500? You could
500, but here's why you don't know that. Because based on I'm reading your mind. Based on the different types of lenders you work with, they have things called overlays. So they have the base FHA guideline, but they can say we're not going to do loans that don't meet this. And that is where a lot of times buyers think that if a bank or a lender tells them that the minimum credit score is 640, then that's what it is across the board. But that might just be what their minimum credit score is. So I do have 3 lenders that will go down to a 500 credit score and I can get that loan done. Is it going to be the easiest process? Is it going to be the quickest process? No, but we can get it done. So that's also the last thing I'll mention is based off of what's most important to you, I can fit you into different lenders. So let's say that you want the lowest rate possible. I have lenders that have the lowest rate possible, but they are not also going to be the quickest and they will not be the most like concierge level lenders. There's always going to be a trade-off, and that's just business in general, right? If you want the absolute lowest price, you're not going to also have some of those perks with quick underwriting turn times and things like that. So as long as I prep the client and attend to their needs, we're able to get everything done for the benefit of the client. It is a benefit to you to use a mortgage broker. I have worked at a bank, I have worked at a lender, and personally, I will never go back. I will always stay on the broker side. And that says a lot for somebody who's been in the industry and has the freedom to make that decision. So just something I wanted to share. Mortgage broker is, in my opinion, the way to go. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Angela will put my info on the bottom of the screen in the little scrolly thing. And if you guys have any questions, then go ahead and you can leave them, leave them in the comments and we can answer them. But I mean, any last thoughts on that on your side, Angela?
One of the things that I also know that you take really good care of is making sure that the property also qualifies for the right type of mortgage, because that's such a small little detail, but there's so many, there are types of loans that you cannot use in certain types of communities. And specifically, mostly with condos, not all of them are going to be FHA approved. Not all of them are going to be VA approved. And you could have a perfectly, a qualified FHA buyer try to buy a condo that's not FHA approved and it won't work. So you have to also look for a lender or a mortgage broker rather that actually, knows the differences on what types of mortgage payments or what types of mortgage can be issued in what communities.
Absolutely. And a benefit is I have lenders that will do loans that FHA won't approve the condo, VA won't approve the condo. I can do those loans. Is the rate going to be higher because it's technically riskier to the investor? Yes, but I can do them. And that's an option that most others don't have. But we have a question I'm going to answer. Great question from Robbie. Thank you for watching. Is do you have to do applications for each lender that the broker uses? That is an amazing question. No, you do not. You do one application with me and I take your info and I shop that across those 30 lenders to get you your best deal. So only one application, same as if you went to bank or lender, same as broker, you do one application, but get the benefit of shopping 30 lenders. So thank you for asking that. That is a great question.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad we're getting questions, and we want to definitely encourage that because this is, it's so much more fun when it's dynamic and we can, interact with you guys. So thank you for that, Robbie.
Yes, and I'm going to go ahead. We're going to roll through some. Let me find it here. We're going to roll through some different events really quick. Let me pull that little screen up, find where that one's at. Again, I have way too many screens up. Happens every time. All right. So let me put this up and we have another question. Is now a good time to buy? Is it a buyer or seller's market? So Angela just really went over that. What is your professional opinion on that? Thank you, Josh, for the question.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So it really just has a lot to do with your situation. And we basically do a buyer's consultation to find out where you're at and where you're going. So if you are actually renting right now and you're spending a couple $1,000s in rent, I will say, and you're going to be here in Jacksonville for a while, then I will say definitely look into buying. Let's get you pre-qualified so that way you're not spending $24,000 a year on rent that you later on have nothing to show for. So is it a good time to buy? Absolutely, in that situation. Now, if you're someone that's going to be moving next year and you're going to be moving next year, then maybe, we should look at, if there's better scenarios for you. But I always think it's a much better way to go when you are in a position where you're renting. Because when you're buying now, you're going to be building equity. You're going to be, just saving each one of those payments into kind of like a nest egg where when you're renting, you're not. So yeah, it's still a great time to buy. Most people think that because of the rate, it's not. But when you look at, rates over the period of history, a 7% rate is not as bad as some people might think. Now, if you just look at just the past few years, then maybe it might seem like it's high, but you have to have a bigger term perspective, look long term when it comes to real estate.
Yes. And the last thing I'll add really quick is you're never going to have low rates and low prices. You're never going to have low rates and the ability to negotiate. So just because rates are a little bit higher, if you are somebody who needs the seller to cover things, if you're somebody who wants to negotiate a price down, you need a longer closing date, you're doing a government loan, you can negotiate those things right now. So date the rate, but marry the house. So thanks, Josh, for the question. That was an awesome one to kind of dig in.
Yeah, and I love that. I heard that earlier this week at a networking event, date the rate and buy the house. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, because rates are going to come and go and you can always refinance. But the house, that's important, that's stable. You want to definitely keep that. So I appreciate you mentioning that. All right. So that was awesome. I'm glad we got that interaction.
Yes. And so if you bring that up, I will chat really quick. We got some events coming up in the upcoming, weekend and the week coming up after that. So this is Legally Blonde, the musical, super fun, bend and snap. If you know this, it is coming to Beach Boulevard. So this is at the Alhambra dinner theater, super awesome. So go and check that out. It is running for September 29th to November 5th. So it is going to run for the next month or so. So you can catch that different weekends. I know you've definitely probably seen Legally Blonde, but have you ever seen the musical?
No, I haven't.
We have to have a girls' night and go see it.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yes. And then this one I've talked about a time or two, but just as a reminder, the Jacksonville Home and Patio Show, the fall version is here. That's going to be this weekend, the 29th today through October 1st on Sunday. So they have different days for community heroes, for seniors. So check it out. Tickets are really cheap. You can buy them at the door. And it's just something fun to do, especially if you are looking to do some projects and upgrade your home. You'll get great discounts there.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Didn't we have another home and patio show recently? Maybe they do it twice a year now?
Yes. Yeah. So they do it twice a year. And I know there's like multiple different ones. This one I will say is the biggest one. So if you want to hit one, I would definitely check this one out.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
And lastly, I do this one every month because I find it really cool, is the first Wednesday art walk downtown. It is so fun, so just culturally rich, and like different vendors, handmade things, super fun. So if you've never been to the first Wednesday art walk, it's very easy to remember. It's the first Wednesday, and it is downtown in Hemingway Plaza. And you just come show up and just have a good time, walk around, food trucks, all the good things. So those are my events for today.
Awesome. So this should shape up to be a great weekend.
Yes.
There's a lot going on in town. So that's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. So I appreciate you watching. Please be sure to share this with anyone that you know of who might be in the market for buying, selling, or investing in real estate. We are definitely here to help. And until next time, remember to be kind to one another, and we'll see you guys on your next video. Take care.